What would be the simplest way to determine the number of unique species living in a lake? Obviously, it would be to count them. Unfortunately, however, we can see here that Alfonso has missed many species in his net. But how many did he miss? Did he miss 5 or 10 or 1,000? How can he know? Fortunately, what did make it into his net, combined with some clever statistics, can help him figure out how many species are in the lake but were not in the net. If there were many species in the net that were observed infrequently, say only once or twice, then this suggests that there were many more species that were observed 0 times. These are the species that are in the lake but did not make it into the net. I have proposed a new class of probability models for estimating the number of species that were missing from the net. The major theoretical innovation of my work is to dispense with the assumption that species behave without regard to who surrounds them. Biological interactions are perfectly natural. Organisms cooperate, they compete, they eat each other. Unfortunately, the past 100 years of statistical work on this problem has only assumed independence. By independence, I mean that here these pac-men would have to be eating indiscriminately while we can actually see that they prefer the red fish. My method accounts for these sorts of interactions. The major practical innovation of my work is to permit the size of the net to be small, or more specifically, to be small in comparison with the size of the lake. This is particularly important when studying microscopic organisms, because we will generally sample only a few milliliters of lake water, while the lake may be many cubic kilometers large. My method handles this situation relatively well. I've also proposed a method for comparing the total number of species in the lake in a way that accounts for the fact that we don't know exactly how many species were missed by our net. This is not a story about lakes. In fact, so far, this work has been used to show that the number of organisms living in the human gut decreases when we take antibiotics. I've also been working with Alfonso here to see how blue-green algae effectively edge other species out of his lake. Together, my method for estimating and comparing total biodiversity provide the first rigorous framework for helping Alfonso understand patterns of biodiversity in his lake. Thank you.